Mityasheiv Libo betalmudo. Number 13 in the list of Kinyan and Torah, we already learned B'Yishuv. And it is quite clear to all of us that 48 Kinyan Torah are 48. And it is unreasonable that the same principle appears twice in a different language, in different words. So what is the difference between number 13, B'Yishuv, and number 42 or 43, Mityasheiv Libo betalmudo? I think we discussed Yishuv. My understanding is when a person learns Torah, he needs to learn with serenity, with clarity, with calm. In Megillah Daf Chav Ches, the Gemara says, Shmaya shmatze boi tzilusa kiyome deistana. Learning Torah requires serenity, calm, like a beautiful spring day. When a person is troubled, when he's worried, when he's pained, when he lacks serenity, it is very difficult to learn with clarity. It is very difficult to achieve the depth, to understand the profound concepts of Todas Hashem. That is what Chazal mean in number 13, B'Yishuv. But what we are discussing tonight is Mityasheiv Libo betalmudo. It is part of the Derech HaLimud. You need to learn with Yishuv Hadas. Many people learn, and they lack the ability to delve with clarity into a sugya. It is so important what we define in Lashon Kodesh as behirus, trying to clearly define every concept, every hagidorah. I think that is what Chazal mean, Mityasheiv Libo betalmudo. The emphasis is on talmudo. So we find the Gemara, Eruv Nun Gimel Amid Beis, Ravina Omar. What is the difference between Bnei Yehuda and Bnei Golil? Bnei Yehuda learned Torah, so did the residents of the Golil, of the Galilee of northern Israel. But Bnei Yehuda were more successful in achieving greatness in Torah than Bnei Golil. And the Gemara says, Bnei Yehuda, the Golil Mesechta, Neskayim Talmudam Biyodam. Bnei Golil, the Loi Golil Mesechta, Loi Neskayim Talmudam Biyodam. So Rashi is the great commentator. And I'm just quoting Rashi. Bnei Yehuda, שהיו מפרשים שמועותיהם ומדקדקים בטעמי הדבורים, עד שהיו מתיישב על ליבם. That is exactly the wording of number 42. Mityasheiv Libo betalmudo. So let's quote Rashi again. בני יהודה, כל המסכת שהיו מפרשים שמועותיהם ומדקדקים בטעמי הדברים, עד שהיו מיtyasheiv על ליבם, בכך נזכאים תלמודם בידם. And that's why what they learned stayed in their hearts. ואילו בני גוליל לא הגיעו למסכתא, שלא היו מדקדקים בשמועותיהם, לכן לא נזכאים תלמודם בידם. What is so important, and this is something I try to teach and to convey, Torah is so beautiful when it's presented in its behirus, in its clarity, when you could define every hagdorah, every concept. That is what I understand, Mityasheiv Libo betalmudo. And it is not only when you learn for yourself, your personal achievements, it is even more important when you teach Talmidim. Rabbi Akiva Omer, and I'm quoting another Gemara in Eruvin, Nun Daled Amud Beis, מניין שחייב אדם לשנות לתלמידו עד שילמדנו, שנאמר, למדו את בני ישראל, שימו בפיהם. ומנין עד שתהי סדורו בפיהם, שנאמר שימו בפיהם. Teach the children of Israel. Put it into their mouths. It's like feeding a baby. You need to put it into his mouth. And we all recall when we were little children, or when we were young fathers and young mothers, sometimes you play with a child till you get him to open his mouth and you feed him. That is the way you need to teach Talmidim. Torah needs to be tangible, it needs to be appealing, it needs to be beautiful, and that is Mityasheiv Libo B'Talmudo. When you learn, and even more so when you teach, you need to present Torah in its beauty. There's a medrash, beautiful medrash, L'Shloka says, Kol hamoitzi divrei Torah, ve'einam arevim al oznei shomehem, kekalo shehi arevo b'fnei achoson, mutav lo shelo amaran. When you teach Torah, you need to teach Torah in its beauty. Torah needs to be sweet, Torah needs to be appealing, like a kala is in the eyes of her chassid. And if you can't teach Torah in that fashion, leave it to someone else. Mityasheiv Libo B'Talmudo is learning with clarity, learning with beauty, and I think fundamentally the beauty of Torah is when Torah is learned for yourself, presented to others with behirus, with clarity. That is the beauty of Torah, and that is Mityasheiv Libo B'Talmudo. Have a beautiful day.